Okay, so going back to what we were talking about. So this pressure, like an eye brace on it, you feel that? Okay, so that is what is creating my experience of struggle, of contest, okay? If I was not here and you did that, there's no experience of struggle, of contest. Do you get it? Okay. So when you push on me and I brace for impact or push back on you, that is what's creating that. I'm creating it, okay? If you pay attention, I'm going to switch roles now, okay? And then you feel, did you see how you leaned towards me before it started and you held your breath? And your mind went into a kind of oh shit as your gaze dropped, okay? You can see the contest already started, you see? But usually we're not sensitive enough for that. So we go here and we get pushed and we're like, shit, I got pushed and I'm losing my balance. And now we push back more, okay? So in this drill, you have to pay attention. I'm already paying attention to whether I was pushing into you or not. Do you get it? Or I have to pay attention whether I'm already entering into a contestation relationship with you. Okay? So I'm going to not do that. You're going to go, I'm going to let you touch me, and then you're going to apply pressure, and I'm going to let it move. This is just a behavioral drill. You got? That's all we're doing right now. So not this, not move out of the way. All I'm going to do is release this thing. And the more that I release that other preceding anxiety, the more that I release it, the slipperier I will be. Okay? So if I go like this, you can see you're still stuck because I have all this tension. But if I just release, she'll slip off of me. And what I'm practicing is to not do this. So, what I'm going to have you do is try to not already pre-contest, and then let us enter into a contest, okay? And then you're going to practice the releasing skill. And try to do it without your weight going to your heels. You see how it's on your heels already, okay? Better. Don't, even as you disconnect, don't let it go to your heels because that's not martial, okay? It's still going to your heels ever so slightly. Whoa, do you feel that? Good. But not to your toes, midfoot, right? Okay, let's try that drill. Okay, so, you can keep it even in the middle, it doesn't really matter, okay? You feel the pressure as I push into you, so that's what I don't want, okay? It's not a purely physical thing because tension in my body is always going to be associated with thoughts and emotions, fear, etc. Okay, and so it's just as we were talking about, if you are tense, he's actually stuck still. I'm pretty far. He's still stuck on me. You see, but also desire to get out of the way could make him stuck on me, and even the concern he hasn't slipped yet. All that will do it. Okay, so you're looking more for a feeling of doing it. It's a feeling. Don't think, don't try to give it words. Oh, no. Oh, feeling. And then just don't go back to your heels. So one of the things that non-contestation does for you is you don't have to be stronger than your opponent. So he's much stronger than me. I can't get off my heels from the very beginning, do you see? Which would not be martial. I'm not martial that way, okay? So I don't overpower him, and now I'm on my midfoot vector. Do you see? Okay, let's try it again. Watch the thinking and feeling. Go. Okay, so this was just to kind of feel or to observe how I get in these contestations. Okay. And we were using rotational deviation to get it. Okay. You can, of course, as she goes in and as she comes back, there is a desired depth on her part because she entered the dichotomous mind frame. So you have a desired depth to it. You get it? She's in an antagonistic relationship with me. So same thing, I can absorb it over this way on the same line of attack. But it's not the same line of attack because I did not contest her desire. Okay? So here, I'm letting her push me, do you see? I'm still in contact, but at no time am I pushing back on you. Do you guys got that? So as she goes, she's just going to absorb. And you'll have the relationship. Different would be this. You feel that? And then I go. That's not what we're doing. She goes, and I unite with her. You'll get it. Boom. The reason I'm picking this one is this one, psychologically, emotionally, in my experience, is you'll be able to you get out of the way, and you're trying to get out of the way, and you don't realize you're still dichotomous to them. This one is on the same line, and you'll see how I'm trying to slow you down, okay? And it's very soft when she goes, very soft. There's no boom, and then I try to do this. Right when she touches, into it. Okay, let's try that reconciliation. Go. Next. Even when I have an angle of deflection, it should not be antagonistic to you. Do you get it? So it's still going to let you go. Do you see that? So I'm not going here. It lets you go. And that will allow me to do other things. So it's just basically a person that's walking at you and dropping the bridge of their nose slowly under your hammer fist. Whoops, that was a little too fast. Okay? So that's what you're doing. She's coming in. Drop. Not here. You'll stop her. She's going the opposite way of the strike. You want her to run into the strike. So, boom. And push it out. You could, of course, come under. Boom. And you kind of boom, headbutt. She's running into you at this point. Next. Okay? Try it. But don't stop their forward progress. Don't contest it, and you'll add the oppositional energy to your strike. Okay? Try it again. That's going to be her face. That face right there. Okay? So this shot is and it's just going right here on the bridge of the. Okay? So make sure that it's doing its job. Okay? What we're doing in this drill is still just working with gaining the feeling of non-contestation, okay? And the upaya is like, I'd rather not have to fight against you, and I'd rather just hit you in the face, okay? Right? Got it? Or chop you in the trachea, or knock you out over here, or break your teeth or something, but versus like, whoa, okay? You guys see that difference? Okay. But I'm still not deviating. It's all emotional. And so I was keeping my feet in place, okay? Feet in place. Let's now go to deviation. I'm going to move, okay? So we'll work Good. This one. Too late. Way too late. Too early. Okay? Right with you. Shh. 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 Okay, let's try that one. So I'm moving in a deviation over to 4 o'clock. Okay, let's try that one. Good. Since I'm not over here and occupying my hands, just like I could strike you before, she goes and I do the same thing with my weapon. I'm able to draw my weapons. You see that? She goes, shoo, draw your weapons. Draw your weapons. Because I'm not occupied with those things. Shoo, draw your weapons. Okay? I'm free. You understand? Because I'm not captured in the struggle. Does that make sense? Okay, let's try that. Go for it. Okay, so this concept doesn't change structurally, even if there's more of my body that they have contact with. So coming in on like a football kind of tackle, right? It doesn't change if you resist, and you're going to add to the struggle. Okay. So you're going to feel where her pressure is. Well, I know it's going that way. Do you understand? And I can feel there's pressure here on her head. Keep going. And then this shoulder comes in. Do you see? So same thing. You go with it this way. Nothing changes. Boom. Boom. Don't enter into the struggle. Don't run away from it. It's a perfect sweet spot. Okay, let's try it. Again, these are just drills. So you're looking at the concept, and we're interested in the psychophysiological releasing. Okay, that allows you to do non-contestation. If the forces increase, right, the momentum, the inertia, all that is increased, the concepts remain the same, but they do not look exactly like this, okay? So, for example, if she was really running at me, boom, she has caught me. Well, you violated the rules, do you see? You stayed yourself still. She's really running at me. Everything is a little bit opener, more open, and you will have a little bit more compression before you release it. Do you understand? Do you understand? Okay, so you can't be so weak or so structurally fragile that weight gets shifted to your heels and things like that, okay? There is a process by which you realize you're going into a yin state, or better said, where you realize it's better for you to go into a yin state, okay? So if we slow that faster tackle down, when do I go into the yin state? When I realize I cannot keep mid-foot vector here. Do you see that? So I let her move me into the other state. Do you get it? So at that moment, there's way more pressure, let's say, than you might experience in your Aikido waza, do you see? And that's why like some Aikido people will go, that wasn't Aikido, they got too close to. But it's because we're dealing with greater energy values, okay? It's still the same thing, all right? You just keep that in mind. But let's keep this at this level of just concept and then trying to gain the skill of releasing, okay? So still you'll have more of my body, okay? So we'll do like a clinch, okay? I have a lot of her body, you see that? But you want to feel where I'm at. So you doing the clinch, right? Okay, so I feel that neck. I feel, turn around. I feel this hand. I feel this pressure of her head, and I feel the drive of her legs. Do you see? Okay, so I'm going to take away that hand. Do you see how I did that? So you're there, right? And I'll take away that hand. Let's say you're tightening it up into your hand. I'll take it away over here. Do you see? And then now this is not so tight because you're only holding me here with this hand. Do you see that? Right? And I'll just start dismantling it. I come the other way. Okay? If she's really driving, everything is neutral, but she's driving me forward, you see? Well, that's going to be the contestation you're going to try to deconstruct. So she drives, you're not going to go like this, okay? She's going to drive, and that's what she uses. Right? But if she's holding me in place, she's trying to hold me in place, and then you just start dismantling that. So we did a few already going forward. Let's do one where she's holding me in place. So we'll show it from this side. Okay? She wants that tight, so you just move it. If I can't move it here, I can move it at this angle, you see? And then it's already out, you see? And then you just push the head through, elbow, and then heel. But it becomes very, very soft. Okay, let's try that. All right. So what we're doing in this one, you can see, of course, she's running at me. You're just repeating this strategy. Okay. So here she was working really hard on that thing. So that would be contesting. You see. Then find out where it doesn't work. So I'm gonna follow the in space. That was it. It's ready to go. You can probably grab it again, you see? But you're not going to get it. And I come around the head. Now, don't try to lift this arm up because she's trying to anchor it down, right? So you go around and you push the head down. Push the head down. Pushing the arm up would be contestation, you see? It's not doing anything, especially once I get that head down. You see? It's not doing anything. Now, let's say that she was really strong or way taller than me, and you can't get the head down. Well, the strategy would be not to really muscle, but to go around to something else, where you can do something else. Do you see? That's the non-contestation. Of course, anywhere in there, right? You could go back to some of the drills that we did. Boom! I got my strikes. Boom! You could go on to your strikes because you're non-contested. Right? And anywhere in there, right, you could do your throws because any of those things are as available as any strikes. And you're going, and same thing, you can start to draw your weapons in the middle of what appeared to be a struggle, but is not capturing me, okay? So don't force that elbow up, and don't force the head down. Keep going with the concept, okay? So one way to not force the head down is you just drive your whole arm down this way. You see? With my body. My body is doing that. You get a superior leverage to it. As opposed to trying to shove it down here. Move around. Boom, you're over here. Okay? Just work the concept, but pay attention to when your body mind got you captured in the contest. Okay? All right, let's try it again.